Hello, hello.
Hey, yay!
Morning. How are we doing? How are we feeling? My name is Magda. Welcome to Rockingham Radio. Magda at Coach Your Mindset.
Paulina at Coach Your Mindset. Today having this beautiful t-shirts by our friend Yarki, Save the Vinyl.
Yes, it's
Represent
really
different brand, different day,
yeah,
different generation,
different stories, isn't
different
it?
stories. But it's all coming from that story as well because we are connected on that journey a lot.
I think it's all about supporting each other, isn't
Yeah.
it? Regardless of anything. So, and besides, his t-shirts are really cool. I really like them.
Definitely, I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I love his logo as well.
Yeah.
Save the Vinyl.
Yeah, it's cool. I like how he did it and everything. So.
Yeah.
So today, this week we are on the letter I. We have our inner voice, inner child we're speaking about. And we are on Friday, Self-Love Day, ruled by Venus, and Gold Day as well. So, which is Saturday. So Friday, Self-Love Day, how can we connect the inner child, inner voice with self-love? So I think what you can actually ask yourselves is, do you love yourself? And how can you love yourself more? How do you show yourself love?
What it means to
Accept-
love yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised, shadows in the background.
You might hear
So,
a bit
like,
of snoring,
You
yeah.
see him there?
Yeah, this black little
Yeah.
dot.
Yeah,
Well, like a
that's
long
him.
thing.
So we're not snoring. It's
Yeah.
him.
We're not falling asleep whilst we're recording this radio for you.
He just likes to be in the center.
Yes. So he likes to be a part of everything, and I think he's like our boss in a way because he supervises everything.
Yeah.
When Paulina is on sessions on her phone, sometimes he comes around to her door, he scratches and he says like, can I come in please? I want to hear what you're talking about.
I need to disturb my session basically to go and let him in because he's like scratching and it's disturbing me, so I can't focus because I hear him scratching. And not on all the sessions, only some.
Yeah,
And it's always with the same people. It's very weird.
he's a crazy dog, but
Yeah.
he's nice. We love him for that as well.
So what is really like, because we're talking about this, but like somehow it's quite hard to understand the self-love, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, one of those things where we realize that, okay, self-love day.
Yeah.
Self-love day should be all year. But Friday, it's the energy for it. So you may not love yourself enough on that day, or you go too much extreme and then not accepting. I think the lack of love comes from not accepting what's happening.
Yeah.
To do with anything, really.
Because no one is perfect as well, and we all have our differences and we all have our shortcomings or whatever, and there's some certain features about us we may not like. But how do we feel about them? You know, what do we do? Do we just like forget that we have them? Or do we actually accept that sometimes, no one is perfect? So I think loving yourself is also, like Paulina said, accepting the things you may not like about yourself.
Your shadows.
Yeah.
So your weaknesses.
Yeah.
And this is like because I'm in the middle of like writing a book about the book of love, and it's really like the book about my journey.
Yeah.
And not really like full story, but love always made me lost. And because I love so much, like everybody, like I always loved everybody more than I loved myself, and that's not right, because even though you come in from the good, you become in the bad then, because when you give more to others than yourself, you're losing in your own self, and that's where you become your own shadow.
Yeah.
And when you become your own shadow, your own weakness, you are the weakness for other people. So then you become vulnerable. And that's where the vulnerability comes from. And then we have expectations towards people for them to accept us and understand us when we are in a pain, but we don't understand that all the way journey to our pain, we didn't know how to ask for help. We always said that we were okay. And that's...
Yeah, story of my life, sure.
Yeah, and I think that's like a vicious cycle because it's never ending. And then you're like, oh... So, for example, I don't know, you're going for shopping. And at first you say, it's okay, yes, I'm going to go by myself. Second time you say, you're going to be going by yourself. Third time I offer, you're going to go by yourself. Fourth time, I'm not going to offer anymore. Because 3 out of 5 times you said you don't need help. Does that make sense? So like you then need to ask that person again, listen, I need your help. Don't expect, and then I think that's where people get in the mood and upset that they don't have friends and no one is there to support them. Because that's what I did. I blamed everybody. Where it was my fault.
Yeah. I think that's so true when we do that, isn't it? That we just, or you assume things as well. Assume that someone is going to help you, or assume, like you said, you don't really ask for help, or you, even someone offers you help, you don't really take it, even though you could take it, you know, and maybe even spend that time with that person and open up a little bit, and you just don't take that help, and then later on, when you actually need help, you assume that help is going to be offered to you. So how can the other person know that you need help if you never need it?
Yeah, and like no one is a mind reader.
Well, no, definitely not.
And like people need to stop doing things for each other. Because it's like you stop helping, but you maybe need to stop helping, or you need to have that healthy boundary, or you need to say no without guilt because you never said no, or you said no too much, so you need to say yes and come out of your comfort zone. And understanding the balance and the polarity of your energy.
Mm.
That you cannot be no, 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 or yes, 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 yes.
Yes. No.
You have to be in the middle.
Yes, so it's about finding the balance, and I think also what it is about is being patient, you know, and giving yourself time, and you know, giving yourself that love as well. So I think that's very important, because sometimes we just rush through our everyday and we forget to stop for a moment. So if you feel like you don't have time for anything, that's the time you need to slow down. You need to like have a moment.
Something's going to stop you anyway. Mercury retrogrades 4 times a year for that.
Yeah.
So no matter how much you're going to try to run, you're not going to be able to do it. And then COVID and everything that happens is like, stop running.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what happened. Earth is changing now. We're going to have 4 seasons back.
Yeah, it's like actually proper like seasons coming around, which is really nice.
Yeah, I spoke to my mom about it the other day because it was her birthday. Happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday to her.
That, you know, that we don't see that the Mother Earth now going into Cancer season. Mother Earth, it's blossoming. Like I never seen this place so green.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, it's like really so bushy around, and it's like when you go by the river, before you could actually see what kind of surface you have. Now it's so green and it's so like
you can't reach nowhere.
You can't really go because you don't see what's happening there. So it's all like really alive and blossoming and blooming. And we have, for the first time, well, we had a red rose, but we have a yellow rose blooming, and we also have lavender.
That yellow rose opened yesterday and it's not orange no more.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening
with
yellow, that orange. Yeah. I know, but when it was closed, it was like orange lines.
Okay.
And I shouldn't touch it yesterday. And I touched it and it's opened already. So it's probably too fast.
No, the other one was opening like that as well.
Yeah?
It's very fast.
But it was really fast.
Yeah, they are very fast.
We've got roses and lavender for the first time in my
I
life.
love the smell of roses and smell of flowers and smell of lavender. So I think that's something as well. We can connect to Gold Day Saturday, which is something fun for your inner child, something fun for your inner voice. So for me, it's like small things. It can be even the nature, going around and going for a walk, or enjoying the plants that you have, because we planted them, you remember, and it's so nice to have something.
I can't believe we actually planted something finally.
And I said to Paula, oh my god, did you see that lavender? And it's so pretty.
It's not so much, but it's there.
Yeah, it's like a few only.
Well, we bought 10 out of 10 batches. 2 were dead.
Yeah.
It came 8, and I think the other one may blossom next year. You know,
yeah,
because
it
is possible. It's not like they are like gone forever. Yes. But don't forget that they were not really. When they sent them, they not all were okay.
No, they needed some time to like recover, and I don't think they did. But we did the best we could. So something for your inner child in a voice, do something fun that brings you joy, that brings you happiness.
Before you buy that dog, ask yourself a question: what do you need? Before you decide for another child, ask yourself a question: do you need a child to go back to your youth and fill the gap? Maybe before you have a child and you get that dog, fill the gap yourself. That's what I mean. That's what we mean. Inner child is the cravings. That's where all your truth is hidden. If you have an addiction to alcohol, drugs, gambling, anything, could be any addiction, obsession about the gym, obsession about, I don't know, somebody. That is to do with your inner child not being safe in your body.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to consider an inner child. That's why it's so important to understand that. Why do you need to wait to have a baby to go back to your coloring, go back to what you used to like to do, go back to what brings you that spark in your eyes? you know. And then goal day doesn't have to be serious. It's about organizing your space. Look at your space. Do you know that your mess around you creates your cluttered mind, and your child have no space to play? So organize yourself, as in look into yourself, check where are the things which makes, because for me, I'm very simple. I'm happy with little goals like doing window cleaning or setting up the garden or making progress every year, because I never had a house before. So when we moved in, I couldn't see such a big space in my head. Does that make sense? So because I wondered like why we didn't do that earlier, because I wasn't ready to do it earlier. It didn't feel like it was my home. When we moved in, things weren't done when they should be done before we moved in. I think I was a bit like angry about that, because I only just cleaned my balcony now 2 years later properly. Because it was like I constantly felt like someone other's energy. Now for the first time I'm like, I feel like now when we're going to move into our house, which we're going to buy, we're going to be able to like do everything.
I think what it is, the previous people that lived here, they didn't take care of it enough. They didn't bring it to that state, isn't it? So I think that's mostly what it is.
It's all about that. It's the energy, but it's about learning. But I always like to look after the space, and my home is my home, and like we have an amazing landlord. But I wasn't ready for certain things, and now this year we literally done everything we wanted to do, and it's like it makes me so happy. It's crazy, but that's how happy that makes me, because the organized space is organized mind.
It makes so much difference.
It's healed emotions. It's healed in a child, because it's been an adult. So when I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna know how to do it because I am organized. If I would have a baby 10 years ago, it would be completely all over the place, everything. So it's about like everything comes through time. So before you decide to make another step, ask yourself a question: why you want to go away, why you want to run away, why you want to move out, why you want to do this, why you want to do that, why I want to do this so much.
That makes so much sense. And connecting to your inner child, inner voice, is also seeing what kind of dreams you had when you were a child, or what kind of things that Paulina said make you happy, and also assessing those dreams and seeing, if it's just like a one-time feeling you're gonna have, and then later on you're gonna be like, oh my god, why did I go for it? Or is it something you actually thought through? Because then you can bring your inner child and you can see what you want to do. You can speak to that inner child, to yourself, and see, is it actually something you want to do? Is it something that you should be doing? And if it is, you can hear shadows snoring in the background, then go for it. Don't follow only the impulse, just think things through. That's, as an adult, you can do that and everything. As a child, you just act on emotion. When as an adult, you can think about those things and make a plan and make them happen. Make your dreams come true with like a nice, healthy mind, connected to your rationality.
Definitely. Big decisions and other decisions, like even spontaneous, should be taken into consideration. What may happen or what may not. Maybe I'm boring, I've always been like that, but I guess that's the only thing probably which keep me sane.
Like, we were a bit spontaneous the past 3 days, and we went for a little swim in Charlton Water Park, and it was amazing.
2 years I needed to prepare for this.
I think we just felt like maybe the water isn't clean enough for anything. So nice cold wild swim. It's not that cold.
It's been way too long without swimming pool for me. I think that's what it was, Magda. I started to look at the swimming pools, and I say that direction. It takes me ages to go there, and it's like a big trip for me to go and have a swim, and I just want to have a swim. And if I think about taking 4 hours journey to do that, I'm like, when? And now it's like 1 hour, go back, do this, come back, and it's perfect. Even with the bike, it's 45 minutes we manage.
Oh my god, it's amazing. So on that beautiful note, I want to read you a little quote from Henna Sohail, who says, "See the world through the eyes of your inner child, the eyes that sparkle in awe and amazement as they see love, magic, and mystery in the most ordinary things."
Yeah, that thing. Little things makes you happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, and don't look for the short way where you're supposed to go full way.
So on a Friday, self-love day, do you actually love yourself enough? And how can you love yourself more? Accept yourself. See your differences. Check them out. See your weaknesses. And on Saturday, goal day, see what kind of dreams you had when you were a child. And put your rational cap mind on it and see which of these dreams you can actually manage to come true. And do something fun for your inner child. Come on. Thank you very much for
Thanks.
joining us.
Have a good week.
Yes.
We decided about the letter for next week. The word.
Judgment.
Judgment. See you next week in the judgmental environment. I love us like we love you.
Bye.
Judgment-free environment, of course. I was joking.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Bye.